we as a smaller agency in Seattle felt a kinship with her as well. Carolyn also was a person that very much challenged herself and challenged those around her, and that I think is reflected in the way we even approach this building. One of the things that we wanted to do is try new materials, push the envelope architecturally, and add some interesting features. And the first sort of opportunity that we had was going in front of the neighborhood review boards that happened as part of the City of Seattle's process. And the neighborhood review board, if any of you have ever been to that process, you basically have a lot of people with a lot of different opinions of what your building should look like. And so, the architects have to sort of play with those ideas and try to come to something that sort of fits the neighborhood. Well, fitting in was not necessarily what Carolyn was interested in. So we kind of, one of the things that came out of this was, well, you need to have a kind of a brick facade. We thought, great, we're into a brick facade. That works beautifully, particularly on the first floor or so. And then, we wanted to do something durable, which was the metal panels. But we're like, well, the monolithic blocks that you see throughout Seattle just didn't fit with what we wanted to do. So we kind of pushed the geometric barrier, I guess you would say, with this building. And we're able to sort of mimic within the metal panels sort of the brick effect as well. And somebody's also called it the Seahawks building. It's the Pinterest building. It reminds people of piano keys, all of those things. One of the other things that the review board had come up with had to do with having some sort of flow through the building and using some sort of metal material or wrought iron. Well, again, wrought iron, you're kind of going kind of old-fashioned. What can we do to sort of pull this together? And Carolyn had a relationship with at least a very important person, at least for me historically in America, and that's the lyricist Robert Hunter, who wrote most of his most famous songs with Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. And so Carolyn and Robert were friends, and we had the opportunity to get a hold of Robert and say, would you be willing to lend your lyrics to us so that we can incorporate these in the artwork at the Carolyn W. And interestingly enough, I thought there was going to be a problem with, oh God, are you going to have to deal with the rest of the Grateful Dead? Because that's never going to happen. But we learned that, copyright is different between lyrics and music. And so Hunter owns, completely his lyrics, and so he was willing to go ahead and provide that to us. So we had the task, many of Carolyn's friends and I, of kind of going through and looking at favorite songs or what would represent both Carolyn as well as something universal, I think the lyrics are, as well as representing very much of our clients. So, now if I can't get kind of choked up over this, I do want to go through briefly the lyrics that were out there and kind of the meaning they have to me as well as to the people we serve. First panel has the lyric, I got no time, but I got some time to hear his story, from Warfrat. And that's very much with the people we serve. Sometimes people just want to be heard. The hustle and bustle of the world around us is so fast anymore that taking that time to sit with somebody and just hear what they have to say is very, very, very important. The second is from the song Ripple, and that was, there is a road, no simple highway. And that goes for all of us. We like for things to move a lot faster, get things done that we want done now, but it doesn't work that way. For all of us, there's a lot of bumps in that road. For some of us, and for some of the people we serve, maybe more than a lot of people. But it's still the same thing. Just a road, not a highway. Third song was from Uncle John's band, and, really, ain't no time to hate, barely time to wait. It's not long that we're here, people. And it's so important for us to remember that in our everyday dealings. And we would hope that would be the case on our world stage and others. That, possibly we could move beyond certain ideas we might hold. And I know Carolyn was very much that in terms of challenging and turning a phrase, turning a thought of, you need to look at things differently now and then. We don't, wasting our time on things that don't matter is really what she was about. The fourth panel was Scarlet Begonias, strangers stopping strangers just to shake their hands. try that sometime. You know, sometimes we're within ourselves in our own little groups, and once in a while reaching out to somebody who you wouldn't normally reach out to can be a very enlightening thing. And Carolyn was very much like that in so many ways. The other panel was Fire on the Mountain. It takes all you got just to stay on the beat. And I'm sure everyone of us, you know, day in and day out, particularly some of us as we get older, it's kind of like, do I have to do this? And, you know, very much with our folks, it's the same thing in who we serve. I mean, a lot of these people have come from homelessness and situations, and they struggle every day. It's the same thing. It takes a lot to just, again, stay on that beat and keep moving forward. The sixth panel was Terrapin Station, and it states, inspiration moved me brightly. And that's also, you know, we sometimes are so stuck within our own self, and then every once in a while, you know, you get a thought, or something moves you in such a way, and we need to act on that once in a while, and not just say, God, maybe I'll be embarrassed if I do that, or, geez, should I really take that chance? Take that chance, you know, when you're inspired, and very much like we were with this building. We were inspired to do something different, and we did it. We think it turned out well. The seventh panel was from Eyes of the World, and states, wake now, for you are the song the morning brings. And that's for all of us, you know, each and every one of us individually. You know, we do have our own song, our own muse that we dance to, we sing to, and every morning each of us is very important as individuals. Each of us has our own song. That's a wonderful thing. And the final was from Franklin's Tower, and very apropos for, you know, sort of ending this, is may the four winds blow you home again. And so, you know, for many of our clients, there have been many winds that have blown them many, many, many different ways. And I think that this, hopefully, this will be that home that people are blown to and kept in for a very, very, very long time. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for coming. Because this building is so much kind of about art, I did want to have the pleasure of introducing Melissa Koch, who's the artist who designed so much of this for our building, to speak a little bit. She was also going to read the poem that Robert specifically wrote for Carolyn after her passing, which is what is inspired in the mosaic in the front lobby. So anyhow, Melissa, thank you.
So wait.
Okay.
Don't we love this guy? I just want to say that Chris has been a huge inspiration and a torch bearer for this project. I feel so happy and honored that I got to work on this project. It was a marvelous journey. So I just want to present him his Okay, so I really don't think I could add much more after what Chris had to say. It was a huge part of the inspiration of this project. We worked, I will say we, because it took a whole team to make this art. My daughter worked with me, a number of subcontractors who I couldn't have really done without. And all the music and lyrics, rebathing ourselves in the Grateful Dead's music, and the spirit of this project inspired all this art and all the incredible creativity here. The mural, I'm going to read the poem that Robert Hunter wrote in Carolyn's memory to honor her family who are here. There's three beautiful women in the back. The mural was directly inspired by the poem. And just quick, it's quite an amazing journey we went on building that mural. We built a slab 8 feet by 5 out of clay, and it's made out of roof tile sized pieces of clay that we basically beat and rolled like a giant pie crust. And it took about a month to build the mural. With clay, you don't hurry it, so that's kind of interesting. It does its own thing, so you have to relinquish control too, which is interesting. And then it was sculpted and carved, and then cut up into little, big jigsaw puzzle pieces, and fired, and then taken out, assembled, glazed, and refired. And I really don't like puzzles, so when I pulled this thing out of the kiln, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to handle this? It took us about 4 hours to fit it all back together again. The palm is the frame, the border, and we made each letter of the alphabet over and over again as little chocolates, and then we assembled it. So I'm going to read you the poem now in Carolyn's honor, and thank you all for being here. And may we do more of these fabulous projects in Seattle to uplift and inspire many generations. Crossing the Shifting Sands, as written by Robert Hunter. Now we can cross the shifting sands which we could not cross in dreams. The west wind lifts our helpless hands where living water gleams, where all we were will never cease, nor any be forgotten. Both acts that led to peace, and then those born misbegotten. In the land of heart's delight, there is no day or night, just an endless morning, calm and clear and bright. Oh, so gently fading to a golden afternoon, before eternal evening with its alabaster moon. Night, you could not call it so. The stars shine oh so bright, with such a warm and gentle glow, you'd hardly call it light. Now we can cross the shifting sands, above the sands we fly. Now we can cross the shifting sands, the wind sings sweet goodbye. Thank you.
Again, thank you all for coming. Please eat some food. Go back to work. And feel free to take it for the building if you have a chance. We have staff here available to take.
You don't cut it up.